Taking a look at the trading week beginning July 14th, the upcoming CPI announcement for June, released by the U.S. Bureau of Labor Statistics, the BLS, and scheduled for Tuesday at 8:30 a.m. Eastern Time, is the key event for next week as we look at a stock market that barely finished close to unchanged or slightly negative last week. Markets are looking for headline and core year-over-year rates to be around 2.4% and 2.8% respectively. Drilling down a little bit, Fed watchers may be looking for tariff-driven price hikes in apparel and vehicles month over month and trying to infer the implications for the Federal Reserve rate policy. There are quite a few Fed speakers next week, so they may provide their 2 cents as well. Speakers next week include Fed Governor Michelle Bowman, Fed Vice Chair for Supervision Michael Barr, New York Fed President John Williams, and Fed Governor Christopher Waller, and some of them will actually see the CPI data before they speak. Earnings season begins next week. We already get a couple, but now we get into the meat of it. We have 75 companies with over $1 billion in market cap reporting earnings, and another 5 companies with over $500 million in market cap reporting earnings. The focus will be on earnings growth. S&P 500 earnings growth is estimated at about 5 or 6%. Forward guidance amid the tariff and trade uncertainties, and sector performance, especially technology and communication services, and how companies will manage margins and economic headwinds, the type we're seeing now anyway, that are ever changing. The most important companies reporting earnings next week are Taiwan Semiconductor, ASML Holdings, JP Morgan Chase, Bank of America, Wells Fargo, Morgan Stanley, Goldman Sachs, Citigroup, Netflix, Abbott Labs, Novartis, and PepsiCo, all releasing next week. Data next week on the economic side. Sunday night, we get China's trade balance figures. Monday, we get a lot more Chinese data, including GDP, industrial production, and their unemployment rate. Tuesday, we get German and EU ZEW economic sentiment indexes, and then the US CPI. Wednesday, UK CPI, US PPI, and the Fed's Beige Book. Thursday, UK employment data, EU CPI, and then in the US, retail sales and the Philly Fed Manufacturing Index. And then Friday, Eurozone PPI, US housing starts and building permits, and the University of Michigan Consumer Sentiment, Inflation, and Consumer Sentiment Expectations data.